my name is MeganBatoon, and today we didn't get to finish an entire DIY because someone hacked every single one of my accounts and I'm trying to get my life back. I honestly don't know why people hack things anymore because nothing was really taken from me except for more of my time. So without further ado, let's get into what DIY I did this week on, I guess this is more of a series of me finally finishing all of the things that I've half started. So it's really a little self-care for me. Let's start with the beginning of this room. This room has forever been very confusing to me. We're talking about The Office. It's gone through 3 makeovers, but never to this extent. You've already seen this part. A while ago, I had built-in bookshelves installed, loved them for about a year, and then it was oh, this isn't me. So I ended up doing a navy blue textured wash all over it. So as you can see, there's pink, there's yellow, there's primer, there's so many different types of half swatches. And what I wanted was a really bright, inspiring space. I had skylights installed because I needed more light, and those weren't enough, so I was we're gonna make the entire room light. In order to start with a clean slate, I took everything off the wall, I prepped the area, tarps everywhere, and I went to town on sanding. I sanded everything. There were so many different levels on this wall because I had Roman clay, I had lime wash, I had primer, I had so many different protrusions. It honestly looked like my face in the 7th grade. It was bumpy. Sanded all of that. Got to finally use a legit paint sprayer for the first time, and I learned a ton about that. But cuts down so much of your time. Had I known that I was supposed to strain the paint first, would have been delightful. Still was delightful, but intermittently, because then I had to keep unclogging it. Had I known about paint sprayers, I could have gotten so much of my life back. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. And that's worse. After all the walls were primed, I, of course, treated them with lime wash. The thing about lime wash is the lighter that you go, the less movement that you can see. So as much as I love lighter colors, a lot of the times I don't get the movement that I want. So I went a deeper color, but then I was oh, this is way too deep. So then I mixed it with a different lime wash that was lighter, and then I can't see movement now.
I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
However, if you ever are gonna use lime wash, just know that the color is gonna dry up to 10 times what it looks like on the wall. Just a little thing that I wish I knew. As always, when I'm applying lime wash, I'm doing it in a zigzag or a crisscross or whatever motion that is just not straight lines, because whenever you do see movement, you're gonna want it to be organic and not mechanical. Okay, moving on to something that I think may be one of my best DIYs ever. I'm so excited about this. So I really wanted to do a picture ledge wall. I've seen a few photos of people's libraries or office spaces that I really love. Jenna Lyons has a really beautiful book nook. Kelly Wersler has an office that's got a lot of books, very streamlined. And I wanted to display all of my coffee table and design books. So I found these 2 picture ledges from IKEA. One was really long, one was a little bit shorter. So I glued together the long and short picture ledges with E600. It's a really durable and strong adhesive. However, maybe not strong enough for this. I guess I could have adhesed them in a different way, but I have passwords to change. So I put those together. I loved how long they were. It made it seem like one solid piece of wood versus 2. So there's this book called My Creative Space, and there's a ton of inspo about how to make your space a little bit more inviting and creative. A lot of the things talk about light colors, lofty ceilings, ton of sunlight, and curves. Curves are huge. As you can see, I'm a big fan of curves. So I really wanted to figure out a way to curve the edges, and I don't have a wood lathing machine that makes wood spherical, and I really didn't feel like doing a woodworking project for this. So I got a wood epoxy, what is it called? Wood epoxy wood replacement compound. This is like adult Play-Doh. It's a little expensive, which I didn't know until I was at the register, but I think it might be worth the money because I feel like I'm gonna use this in a lot of future projects just because how well it did in this audition project. So this comes in 2 separate bins. You take a handful of one and a handful of the other, you mix them together until they're one color, and then you mold it into the shape that you want. It starts really pliable, and then as you start working with it, I think within an hour it gets hard enough to stay. And then it dries within 9 hours. So overnight I let it sit. But oh my God, if I could tell you that I want to spend the rest of my life doing this type of work, I felt so mindful, zoned in. I wasn't thinking about any other work that I had to do. It was like me and the wood replacement compound. Initially, I had no idea how I wanted the curves to be. I just knew that I wanted them curves. So I was just playing around. And then I started to go, okay, what's actually reasonable for this? And I ended up doing a half moon on the smaller ledge and then a bigger moon on the back ledge. So when you look at it, it's the same exact shape echoing in the front and back, and both of them are curves. Love, 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 love. The next day, I sand it. The sanding process was actually my most favorite because I love taking something that looks bad and making it something better, obviously. Look at my channel. I really love this because one, I've never seen it before. It really felt like it was custom. I mean, it is custom. It's such a tiny detail that makes a huge difference. That is my whole design philosophy that I align with. So I ended up putting wood filler in the center so that I could mask that crease. Once they're dry, sanding those, and then I finish it with the same color lime wash that I have on the wall. I really wanted it to be one with the wall. I wanted it to blend in, but I also wanted it to have its own detail to stand out, which are the curves. This ended up being so beautiful. I already changed the lighting for the bookshelves. Initially, there were these farmhouse sconces, which didn't work with what I was doing because the girl needs curves. I found these little bisque half moon sconces that I replaced. So now we're just like along the process. This is gonna be part 1 of 3 for the office. We've done one wall, custom made daddy long ledges. I styled the seating area with swivel chairs in texture on texture on texture. I'll add window treatments later, but I think this is good for now. This is good for now. So that's where I'm gonna leave you for part 1 of the office makeover. I'm probably gonna go walk around and write notes on all the other things I can do for part 2. And I will see you in the kitchen. Oh, you can see the sconces. I got new sconces. Hello and welcome back to my kitchen is almost finished. Sconces came in, had an electrician put those in, even though I think I could probably do it next time. Finally put some fiberglass on top of those little holes, so I'm gonna patch those soon. I will take this down and make it a seamless lime wash with probably just plywood. And then at some point I will finish the drawers and put the handles that match these. I am so hungry because I'm having a garage sale tomorrow, and since unfortunately I can't put it on the internet just because of like safety, so I'm covering my address, but this is what I have spent the last, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 hours on, is a garage sale sign. I didn't want it to be one just like a normal poster board where I just like wrote on it, but I also wanted people to know that like I've got good stuff and that it's worth stopping. So I was like, okay, This is the point of entry. I think it's the best I've seen of a garage sale sign, so good enough for me. I've spent so much time doing that and I got sucked into it because when you like are really going around the curves and trying to get it to all be even, which I didn't get, but trying to is really peaceful. So I spent so much time doing that the hours were just going by and I didn't realize that I am so hungry. So now we are gonna make hopefully a 20-minute meal. It could be 30, but that's fine. 20 to 30, 20 if we get a quick and easy meal from HelloFresh, 30 for all the other ones. So it's really not that bad. All right, once we get you on here, then we're ready to rock. One day, this will look really good. Have no idea what we're gonna make today. We have 3 options. Citrus pork tacos, that's what it's gonna be, it just has to. I grew up on pork, Filipino through and through, half of me. I don't think I cook anymore unless I cook HelloFresh just because it's so easy. And if you've been watching this channel for any part of this year or seen my recent videos, you already know what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna tell you anyway, just in case we have a new visitor. And if we do, welcome. Any of these videos show you that like, 1, you can do it on your own, and 2, who cares about anything else? I think the older I get, I'm just like, I actually don't have capacity to care. I'm not wearing a bra right now. I'm gonna prepare all this. What I really like to do is put music on. I like to drown myself out and pay attention to the directions, because there's only so much that your brain can handle, especially when you spent 4 hours sign painting a garage sale sign. I'll throw some beautiful music on in the back, but I will tell you about the reasons why I love HelloFresh, which you already know, but I'll tell you again. Number 1. I didn't have to do anything besides take all the stuff out of a bag that was pre-packaged and pre-portioned so I'm not wasting any food, didn't have to go to the grocery store, and don't have to think about a recipe. I don't need to guess how long I need to cook something. I don't need to worry if it's not gonna be bad. I'm truly not stressed right now, and that's a first. Recently, I've been getting the 2-box size because I'm just one person, so I make the others leftovers. If I had kids, I would get the bigger box size and be able to feed them. And speaking of not having children right now, life is still super hectic because of all the DIY and renovations I'm doing, so having HelloFresh in my kitchen is such a helpful thing for me, who is not gonna think of anything other than what dimensions and measurements I need for any given project. 2! Is it 2? Who knows? With HelloFresh, produce gets to you faster than at a grocery store, so it arrives at its peak freshness and flavor, and I don't have to touch everybody else's tomatoes to figure out which one is ripe. There's so many different recipes to choose from each week. I never have to worry about being in a recipe rut. I also never have to worry about even picking my recipes. It's a real surprise every time I get a delivery, and I love it like that. 3, I'm just gonna double down. It's simple, there's variety, I'm saving time, I'm not stressing, it helps me eat more sustainably, and most importantly, it's so good. So if you wanna jump on this train, go to HelloFresh.com and use my code BATOON14 to get 14 free meals, including free shipping. One more time in a different font, go to HelloFresh.com and use my code BATOON14 to get 14 free meals, including free shipping. Wow, perfect timing. The record just stopped. Okay, we gotta put our hair up because it's go time. Love that my hair is so short that this is what putting it up is. I can't put all of it up, so we're just gonna, honestly not the worst, kind of witchy, but we're gonna go with it. Look at my tacos. It doesn't sound right, but it's gonna taste right. Sounds even worse. Oh my gosh. The only gripe, and I don't even know if it's a gripe, the only thing that I have to say about HelloFresh is that I'm never gonna be as good of a cook as this, and that's annoying. I'm gonna be pulling a Mrs. Doubtfire anytime I need to cook anything. I'm just gonna cook this. All right, let's try it. Oh my God. I think this is an NSFW situation. For a second I was like, damn, this is a lot of onions, because there was like grilled onions and then pickled onions, but oh baby, does it work. I've been using HelloFresh for like 3 years, and I think that this is one of my favorite ones. It is also on my foot. Okay, have a great day with the rest of your day. I'm gonna go, I almost ate this. I mean, it's my foot. Bye.